Hey, Joe here. Today, we won't be working on my front-wheel drive drag Eclipse. Today, we're going to work on my 2022 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD Duramax. We're going to be putting the OEM-style subwoofer kit in here. It's Kicker branded. I'll give you the part number right here. And let's just get started. Alright, so let's cut this thing open and see what we find in here. We'll open this thing up and see what we got. Yeah, let's see. Alright, we got some paperwork here. Something Kicker branded. This is our Kicker branded kit. GM part number. Okay. This right here is the actual enclosure or whatever. So some wiring. I got a box here. Okay, oh, look at that. There's the subwoofer. All right, let me grab this stuff out of here. All right, got this box here. Figure out what this is. What? I don't think there's anything in that. This here. Man, this thing was well packaged. All this foam stuff was like blown in, to fit this particular package, so it fit very well. Let's get this bag off of here. All right, what do we got? All right, that thing looks pretty nice. Got an amplifier there with some connectors. Doesn't look like anything on that side of it. Some kind of connector right there. And let's see, anything else? That's it. Probably time to look at the instructions. So I took this plastic bag, had some stuff in it, opened it up. It's got a little harness, some sort of splice-in harness here with some spade connectors and these, I don't know what people call these. I think I call them vampire clips. You got this pretty fancy mirror hanger here. Let everybody know that your truck is now equipped with an expensive subwoofer. A little warranty card here. And this. Stop. This is where you get your manual. You can just go to that URL right there, or you can scan this QR code and it brings you right to this really nice manual. Well done manual, very detailed. We'll see if I can follow these instructions when I install this in my truck. Step 1, disconnect the negative battery cable. Disconnected, disconnected. Step 2, remove the cover of the battery junction box. Pretty simple, tab here, and you get this. And connect the subwoofer power wire to the stud pictured in figure 2. You can see I have the harness hooked to that stud as per the instructions. Make sure the supplied fuse is not installed. Nope, it's right there. Route the subwoofer power wire towards the firewall, secure with wire ties, and find that rubber grommet behind the battery, cut the end off, and feed the power wires through into the cabin. So these instructions make it look like you can just reach behind the battery and cut the end off this little rubber grommet and stick the wires through there. I'm talking about that thing right there next to this big bundle. Got to cut the end off of that and route these wires through, but I couldn't come close to getting back there with the battery in, so I've removed the battery so I can get in there better. To remove this entire thing so I could get to the battery and take it out, I just loosened this terminal here, and I just wiggled this thing back and forth, wiggle, until it came up off of there, and I flopped it. I put the lid back on it, flopped it over that way. The next steps to remove the battery include removing this bolt and this bolt, as well as that bolt right there. I was able to feed that harness through that hole there. I was able to reach up under the dash here. I felt around until I felt that harness back there. You can see where it comes out right there. You can actually get your head under there and see it if you want to climb in there real good. But I reached up there, Pulled it down through. I'm going to pull some of the slack now. It's probably good. With that harness routed, I'm going to go ahead and move this thing out of the way again and get this battery reinstalled. Install the white 3-pin power connector to the subwoofer power wire. Close the retainer. That's in that picture right there. Okay, the way this thing works is with this little release open up, then these little terminals are what I would call face down. So this back side here would go up towards the clasp there, the release, the retainer. That's what it's called. And you just stick these in here like this. You hear them snap in there. Get them all in there, and then you can snap this retainer down. All right. Connect the subwoofer power wire to the subwoofer harness. So that is the subwoofer power wire. The harness is the other thing that came in the bag. I'm going to have to grab that. If equipped with power seats, which my truck has a power seat on the driver's side, but not the passenger, it's an LT, like with the All-Star package and buckets and leather and everything you can get on an LT, no power passenger seat. So I can't adjust it as high as possible, but I can remove the panel next to the seat. It shows me pulling up on it right there, and then pulling up on this kick panel or the sill plate, and then pulling out on this kick panel here. Here is the subwoofer harness. It can look a little confusing because it looks like it has 2 ends but then some additional plugs. Because the way this thing is set up right here, this splits into 2 different directions. So I'm going to pull this out, show you how it works or how it lays out. But this is where it wants me to connect the subwoofer power. You see those red wires? Matches the ones we pulled through the firewall. Here is this whole harness. Starting with the end, we're going to plug into the power feed here and continue from there. This harness comes out here. It comes down this way where it has a little branch that comes back there with a green and a brown wire. And it goes all the way back here to this, what looks like a main subwoofer harness. There is a plug on the amplifier, it looks like that. And it has this back feed or whatever that comes over here. And there is another plug, if you remember, on that box. That's probably where that goes. So let's get started. Plug that in and move on to the next step. It always worries me as to if these panels come off the way they say they do. It says pull up. Oh, all right. Heads up on this kick panel piece. It does not come apart there. It's actually like melted together, plastic riveted together or something. So it has to come out as one piece. Pull up on these clips. Pull straight back on these clips. Connect the ground wire to the ground point located in the right front kick panel area. Figure 8 right there. Let's go find that. All right, looks like a ground point right there. This looks like a ground wire right there. I spent a minute tucking those wires away in there under the carpet and kick panel area. And we're ready to move on. Trucks without Bose audio. No Bose. Pretty sure they say Bose right here when they have Bose. Not for trucks with Bose audio system. I mean, for me. I assume if you have a Bose audio system, you follow these instructions. But since I do not, I will be following these instructions. Locate the audio control module next to the glove compartment and disconnect the two 28-pin connectors, as shown. Find the connector with the solid blue and brown blue stripe wires and peel back the cloth sheathing. Connect the green wire of the adapter harness to the blue wire and the brown wire of the adapter harness to the brown with the blue stripe wire. Connect the adapter harness to the subwoofer harness. This is the adapter harness in this packaging. Up under here is the audio control unit they're talking about. I pulled this thing down because it was in my way. And once I did that, I could see it up there. So I pulled this plug out of it. You can see the empty port up there. And I found the blue wire and the brown with the blue stripe, and I'm about to splice into them. All right, so I have those two clips on the blue wire and the brown wire with the blue stripe. I don't really love these clips, but it's really hard to get up in there, even to do these. So doing a proper splice the way I'd like to is not realistic under there. So there's those clips. Here's the harness. We got a green wire and a brown wire. Green wire to the blue wire, brown wire to the brown with blue wire. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead now and plug this harness in to this adapter, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take this plug and route it up in here and plug it in where it goes. This ends up looking like that when it's installed, and I got it kind of tucked back there under the kick panel. Let's see what's next. Remove the 4 screws securing the front and rear wire protector and route the subwoofer harness alongside the factory harness, securing with supplied wire ties. Replace wire protectors, and then you move back to the jack. So let's just go ahead and remove the wire protectors and route the wire there first, as shown here. Got screws here, and also over there and right there. Got wire in there. Just gonna put that back in there, cover it up. All right, 10 millimeter. Note: if equipped with the optional carpeted storage tray as pictured in figure 12, remove at this time. The storage tray cannot be used in conjunction with the subwoofer. The subwoofer, by design, provides an optional storage area once it's installed. I gotta take that out. I have to assume this comes out too. T40. Huh, that's that. Found a nice clean spot under there. Moving on, these instructions say to remove this outer rear seat bolt on the driver's side, make some cuts in the carpet to route the harness through, route the subwoofer harness from the passenger side to the driver's side under the carpet. Figure 15, this is the back seat folded up on the passenger side, shows the harness coming in under the carpet and going behind these seat brackets over to the other side. But how does it get from the front sill plate, where I removed this front and rear wire protector, but I guess I only did the front. Replace wire protector. I only replaced one. Doesn't show anywhere about the rear wire protector. I guess I'm just going to tear that open. Should be pretty self-explanatory to route that harness through there. So my harness runs under that wire protector, but then it's like out right here. I assume it can go follow this bundle under here, but I'm not really sure how this pops off. I think I'm going to start back here with this sill plate right here. I assume it just pops off. Like that. Take a peek. I can't even take a peek under here really. This looks like a wire protector, same type of bolts. So let me tear this up a little bit more. Okay, oh, there we go. And what do we got here? All right, I'm gonna try to fish that through there, take that wire protector out, and get this harness back here where it needs to be routed back here. These things are pretty far under there. Seems pretty difficult to remove this panel, but if I just pull up on it, I can like route this under here, so I'm gonna do that. Moving on to back here. Right under there. All right, so under here, I got this coil of harness, and it goes under here. And what I did was I pushed it through here. I reached my arm up, and I reached my other arm down that way and pulled that up through there. So now I'm gonna pull all this slack up through there so that the harness is kind of routed the way the picture shows it coming through here. And then I can put the sill plate back on. I'm going to leave this part open until I'm done messing around in here so I can test it, make sure it works before I put that kick panel and sill plate back on. With that harness pulled through and routed through here, I'm going to put this wire protector back on and put that sill plate on top of that. And we're back on track for where the instructions say this harness should be routing. Wire protectors back on, carpeted tray removed. Now it's time to remove the outer rear seat bolt on the driver's side and then make cuts in the carpet according to this diagram. Driver's side outer seat bolt, it's an 18. It's tight too. It's real tight. I'm gonna have to use my other hand. That thing's real tight. I had to use both hands. Some grease on there. I don't want to put that down on my carpet. For this carpet cutting, I got me a tape measure and a brand new blade in my utility knife. I made those cuts. They came out real nice with that sharp blade. There's one there. You can barely even see it until I push on it. And then the other one is over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. It actually cut like butter, the carpet did. I thought it might be a challenge, but it cut pretty easy with brand new blade there, so. Route subwoofer harness from passenger side to driver's side under carpet. Remember this? Subwoofer harness should be routed behind the seat brackets. Routing from one pre-cut opening to the next will aid in the harness routing. Okay, I can do that. Route the black 4-pin subwoofer connector out of the hole that was cut near the stud where the jack tool's attached. And then route the white amplifier connector behind the seat bolts and out of the hole that was cut near the outer seat bolt. Some subwoofers may be shipped with an additional 12-inch adapter harness connected to the subwoofer amplifier. If so, tuck the additional harness under the carpet as well while positioning the subwoofer. I don't remember seeing an additional 12-inch harness. Make wire harness connections to subwoofer and amplifier and set subwoofer in place. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and route that harness in the way it shows right there. It actually kind of shows it pretty good. The one harness by the mounting stud hole for the jack, and then the one by the outer seat bolt for the white connector. Let's do that. Okay, those harnesses are routed through where they're supposed to be. What I did here was I was able to pull this sill plate up, pull this panel kind of up, and just reach my arm all the way under the carpet, pulled the wires through, shoved them up where I needed to. There's quite a bit of room under this carpet here. Next step is to make wiring harness connections to the subwoofer and amplifier and set the subwoofer in place. Aligning bracket with the stud and seat bolt hole. Alright, if equipped with the rubber floor liner, I don't. I have the OEM style carpet mats. So I got this resting in here, and I'm gonna make these connections and slide this thing into place. All right, I got that plugged in there, and that harness routed out of the way the best I can. Same with over here, plugged in, harness routed, ready to put that bolt in and that nut on. Bolt installed, jack tools installed. We're ready to go here. Put the seat down. Everything fits pretty good. Jack reinstalled, fitting it back here. Seat down, we're good. Okay, we've done step 18. 19, reinstall the jack tool bag and nut, did that. Reinstall seat bolt, did that. Reinstall all previously removed parts in reverse order. Okay, done that. Made sure nothing was being crushed. Install fuse, reconnect negative battery terminal. Here's some splicing technique, some other random stuff in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that fuse in, been right there the whole time, and connect the negative battery terminal, and I'm gonna test this thing. Hopefully if it works, I can put the kick panels back in and be done with it. Battery terminal. Time for this fuse. Right down here. That's in there. Put this cover on. Good there. Alright, we're done under here. Let's start this thing up and try it. Still have that stuff out just in case anything's not making a good connection there. Okay. Oh yeah, I can hear that subwoofer for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a big difference, man, for sure. Man, that works great. I can button that stuff up. That stuff just snaps back in there how you would expect it to. Same with this piece here. Some tabs along the bottom. Push it down in there. Down, forward, in. Everything's hidden pretty well up there. Nothing hanging down from the dashboard. Everything looks good. So that job's done. It was a little more difficult than I expected, to be completely honest. But in the end, it wasn't that big of a deal. If it wasn't so hot here in Florida, it wouldn't have been as bad. But it was 100% worth it. That subwoofer has changed the way that stereo sounds. It's given bottom end to all my music. It shakes my rearview mirror. It's well worth it. If you're thinking about it, you like some bottom end in your music, do it. 100% worth it. Thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button. Tick that bell to get notified when my new videos come out. And what's that Joe Wrench's motto?
Put cheese on it.